On this episode of Retro Car Guy 530, I'm going to show you how to use a NOCO Genius10 in 12-volt power supply mode, which is the indicator is right here on the device, to power your vehicle's electrical system while swapping out a battery, or to power a device such as a tire inflator. So let's get into it. I recently did a review of the NOCO Genius10 battery charger and maintainer, and in the review video I mentioned the 12-volt power supply mode, and here's the indicator light area on the NOCO Genius10 for that mode. Right now it's in standby mode with that light being illuminated, and we'll talk about how to go into that mode in just a moment. First, let's go over the specifications for the 12-volt power supply mode. It doesn't actually just supply 12 volts, it actually is 13.6 volts with up to 10 amps available. It does have a 12 amp overamp protection. The other thing to be cautious of here is our protections of the device are turned off. So make sure that you don't cross-connect any wires, such as if you're using the alligator clips to connect to a battery temporarily to power it while you're swapping out the battery, that they don't touch each other, they can't touch each other. All the normal protections the Genius10 has are turned off in that particular mode, so be careful, and you don't want sparks to be present around a battery because you could have an explosive situation. Make sure that you're cautious when using the 12-volt power supply mode. And to turn on the 12-volt power supply mode, you actually have to have nothing connected or not connected to an electrical, like a battery or anything with voltage in it. So I would recommend just disconnecting at the X-Connect connector out of the Genius10, whatever you're trying to power, take that off. Or in this particular case, if you're trying to power something with a power port adapter, you could plug that in because nothing will be plugged into here. And then you would turn on the 12-volt power supply mode, and you do that by pressing the mode button. See if I can get it in focus here. And you press and hold for 3 seconds with nothing connected, and it will go into 12-volt power supply mode. We have the light illuminated there. So now at the end of this connector coming out of the Genius10, we have 13.6 volts at up to 10 amps with 12 amp overamp protection temporarily there. So we have the power there. And then in the case of trying to use this as a power supply while swapping out a battery, I would then recommend connecting the clamps to the terminals of the battery, and then making sure nothing touches. And then with these installed correctly, then you come and connect the X-Connect connectors back together, and these would snap in like that. Or in the case where you're supplying 12 volts to a device like a tire inflator, I purchased this GC010 adapter. This is another one of the X-Connect connector capable products from NOCO, and it basically converts the X-Connect over to a standard female 12-volt power port adapter. So you can go ahead and plug it in, and then you would plug in the power plug from your device, like my tire inflator, which I'll go through in just a moment and show you that example. Then while you're using the device, this will supply the power, again 13.6 volts up to 10 amps with 12 amp overamp protection. And then while you're using it, it will continue to act in that particular mode. And when you're done, you simply go to disconnect everything safely, and then you go back to the NOCO Genius10, and you simply press the mode button once, and it should go from 12 volts power supply mode back into the standby mode there. And that's how you turn it off, and then you can unplug the NOCO Genius10. So I'm going to go through and show you the demonstration of the tire inflator. Again, it's a tire inflator that draws no more than 10 amps, so it's within the limits of the NOCO Genius10. And that's a great way of, if you're trying to use a device that you have in your vehicle that you would normally use on the road, but you want to use it at home and you need a 12-volt power supply, those devices you could power through the power port in the vehicle while it's running, but why run the vehicle if you got a 12-volt power supply sitting right here? So let's get into the example of using the tire inflator right now, and then I'll come back for the final thoughts. Here's a demonstration of the NOCO Genius10 being used as a 12-volt power supply for a tire inflator. I turn on the power supply mode by pressing that mode button, then connect the cabling from the tire inflator over there, setting the desired PSI to 36 PSI, and then connecting it. I'm going to demonstrate the light, and then turn on the compressor by pressing the button over here. I'll have the information for this particular tire inflator down in the description section as well. It took about 1 minute 30 seconds to inflate from 30 PSI to 36 PSI. The NOCO Genius10 seemed to do just fine, no particular problems whatsoever, and the inflator will automatically turn off after it reaches the desired pressure. It is plus or minus 1 psi one or way or the other, so make sure you use a tire gauge to check the pressure afterwards. Also, the hose may be hot after extended use, so make sure you're careful when touching that. And then I'm checking the pressure, and it's down just a hair from where I set it at, but you may have to do some fine adjustments. Disconnect it, turn off the power mode from the NOCO Genius10, and you're done. I hope this video has explained the 12 volt power supply mode with the NOCO Genius10 so that you make an informed decision on whether that feature is something you want to take advantage of if you're making a purchase decision, or if you already have the device, you now know how to take advantage of the feature and powering the electrical system of your vehicle while swapping out a battery or trying to power a device such as a tire inflator. But again, make sure that the device does not draw more than 10 amps or 120 watts. And make sure that you don't cross-connect those wires, especially using the alligator clips, because the normal protections in the Genius10 are turned off in that particular mode, so take extra precautions while using that particular mode. So if you found the video to be informative, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that bell notification to be notified when I upload new videos like this one to the channel. Check out the description section for my affiliate links to the NOCO Genius10 on Amazon. And also, if you're looking for that power port adapter, the GC010, make sure you look for the affiliate link down there, or check out my Amazon influencer store. We'll have those items in there as well. So thanks for coming to the channel. See you in the next one.